Picture this, it's 1991. The gates to India's auto market swing wide open, and foreign giants just completely flood in. If you're a local business sitting there, it is pure, unadulterated terror. Today, we're cracking open a fascinating 2012 study that looked at this exact market crash. But look, we're not doing a boring history lesson today, no way. We're looking at a literal blood-and-guts survival guide for underdogs facing down absolute behemoths.
So what's the common sense myth here? We've all heard it, right? A developing market opens its borders, the big multinational wolves rush in, and the local sheep, well, they just wait around to get slaughtered. End of story.
But actually, scratch that. It is completely wrong. They didn't just roll over and die. They mutated. They leveled up. And ultimately, they won. This study totally shatters that myth. What we are actually looking at is the absolute perfect, ruthless counterattack by grassroots local enterprises.
Okay, let's dive into the first core concept. The umbrella rule. Evolve or die. Think of market survival like a giant umbrella. At the very beginning, what the researchers call distribution 1, every local firm is pretty much equally bad. But then, the environment drastically shifts. The umbrella opens. Smart firms aggressively invest to catch up, pulling the top of that canopy wide. Meanwhile, the weak firms? They fall behind and literally die off. The gap between the best and the worst just explodes. By the time we hit distribution 3, all the laggards are gone and the survivors are operating at global standards. And this whole brutal evolution played out in 3 distinct phases. 1991, the gates open, and the multinationals attack. Then, 1997, consolidation hits. The government steps in and basically forces these foreign giants to use local parts. Finally, 2002, global integration. The training wheels completely come off. It's pure global warfare. You either adapt instantly or you perish. And this brilliantly illustrates our next section, the survival playbook, 3 cheat codes. The researchers mapped out a totally clear, jargon-free strategy. 3 levels to catch up. Level 1, borrow the tech just to stay alive. Level 2, hug the customer so tight you become completely indispensable. And level 3, finally build your own brain with in-house R&D. Let's actually break these down. Starting with cheat code 1, borrowing the hen to lay eggs. Back in 1992, there was total panic. Local firms obviously couldn't just invent world-class engines overnight. So what did they do? They rented the hen to lay the eggs. They paid for technology licensing from the exact same foreign monsters that were trying to put them out of business. It's brilliant. Buy the tech, form joint ventures, because if you stubbornly try to invent from scratch on level 1, you get wiped off the map. Survival over pride. Every single time. Next up, cheat code 2, deep binding. By the time the 1998 consolidation phase hit, just renting tech wasn't enough anymore. You had to practically hug the customer. Local firms had to bind themselves so deeply into the global supply chain as Tier 1 suppliers that the giant multinationals couldn't even build a car without them. Now, what's really interesting about this next slide is the proof. Let's look at the data scoreboard, fact versus fiction. This is where the math just slaps you in the face. In phase 1, tech licensing was a huge win. It was the ultimate shield that saved them. But by phase 2, those customer relationships became the massive, undeniable win condition. And here is the craziest, most anti-common sense part. In-house R&D? In phase 1, trying to do your own R&D was actually a brain drain. It was a fatal trap for weak firms. The data proves it right here. Don't try to invent if you are just trying to survive. So the crucial point is, no academic study is flawless. Let's talk about the flaws behind the perfection. Look, the study totally nailed it. They absolutely proved that dynamic catch-up strategies work for the underdog. But here is the massive blind spot. Their methodology completely stops cold at 2002. It totally ignores the biggest market disruption of our lifetime. I mean, what happens to this perfect playbook when the entire internal combustion engine just vanishes in the electric vehicle revolution? Those 1991 underdogs used these exact cheat codes to survive the invasion, level up, and win. But the game has completely reset. The EV revolution is literally erasing entire supply chains overnight. The wolves are back at the gates. So I'm going to leave you with this. What is your cheat code against tomorrow's EV giant?